Jason, I appreciate you tuning into the stream. Our first guest of the week of the 2025 NFL season. I try to bring someone on every week just to talk a little ball, whether it's a Bears fan, whether it's someone on the opposing team that we're playing in the upcoming week. But super excited to have you here. Super excited to talk ball. Obviously, you're in the 2025 Bear Down and Beyond Fantasy Football Invitational. So we can talk about that a little bit. How are you feeling about your team? A lot of money on the line, $1,000 on the line. How are you feeling about your team? What pick did you have? And we can kind of go through your team in a little bit, but I forgot what pick you had, the 10, maybe?
Yeah, so I had the five, which I mean, you can say it every year about every position. Like, I think this is a good year to have this pick. Like, who knows? But it's nice, like having like just that constant spacing. Kind of same amount of time between each pick. Feel good about the team. I think I went Gibbs, Nico, Kyron, and then T. Higgins. Feels good. Team's good. I can actually pull up my team, but it's good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, I was gonna see. Let me see if I can pull yours up here really quick. I have a browser screen share here. That's you right there. I'm just
Oh no, T. I have it a different league. I would have been surprised if I got him that low. It was Devontae. I got. Yeah, Baker, Gibbs, Kyron, Nico, Tay, Kelsey, Kamara, Broncos D. No kicker yet. Maybe I'll keep it that way. Who knows?
um, yeah. So this is the first year I was doing that. It was kind of always on my to-do list to kind of do a creator fantasy football invitational. Finally got to it. All about testing different things this upcoming season, but came across your page. I did. I love your content. It's hilarious.
Thank you.
Definitely love the skits, and I'm sure if my community hasn't been following you before, they will definitely follow you now. But they're hilarious. The Dan Orlovsky one had me dying, and then when you do like the Packers fans in the comments, it's hilarious, bro. I love your content. I was like, I gotta have him in the league. So we're super excited to have you in the league and also be talking stuff here. Are you in Chicago? You're a Bears fan, right? Obviously. So are
Yeah.
you in Chicago?
In Chicago, Bears fan, grew up just north of the city, live in the city now. And yeah, no, Bears fan from Chicago, live in Chicago. Just an excellent curse that I was born with and that we have to live with. You're on the East Coast. So are you from Chicago or
No, my father was born and raised in the south side of Chicago, and then I just kind
gotcha.
of became a Bears fan. It was just a weird kind of situation. So I played soccer my whole life, could care less about American football. And then
Sure.
my parents separated, and he was getting back together with his high school sweetheart from Chicago because that's where he was. And it was like 2005, right before they were playing in the playoffs for like against the Saints and the Seahawks. That nice run we had, and he sends like a care package of like bear stuff, like a Urlacher jersey, like pajamas, and also I'm like, what the hell is
Mhm.
this shit? I don't like football. And then one day I just like put it on and like turned on the game, and I fell in love ever since. So I'm not from Chicago. I try to visit there once a year, but my dad was born and raised there, and we do like a stadium bucket list tour, watching a Bears game in every stadium. So
I was just say infinitely more respect that you're a Bears fan and you're not from here because it's an interesting burden to choose. But hey, bear down, man. So yeah, you said so you were visiting some stadiums. You visited the Cardinal Stadium.
yeah, that was our bucket list stadium last season. We did Soldier Field a couple years ago when it was the Bengals, right after COVID, when Justin Fields had his first game. It was Dalton starting, and then Fields eventually went in. So I don't know when we'll be at Soldier Field again if we're trying to do different stadiums. However, I'm trying to hit a couple more games with or without him this year. Maybe a couple being in the Chicago area. One of my favorite cities, especially in the summer. Probably one of the most beautiful cities in the U.S. come summertime, from May to September, May to October.
Yeah, no, it's summertime Chicago. Summertime Shy is a beautiful place. Sucks it's coming to an end, but it's still warm. It'll still be good for like another month, and then the only game I have booked so far this year is the Giants in November, and of course that's probably when it'll start getting cold. So
Yeah,
I'll make it to Soldier just in time for it to get cold.
that's one that I'm actually eyeing too, considering I'm from New York and probably have some Giants people that will be there or that I could tag along with me. But talking about the Bears this season, how are we feeling? I know there was a lot of things that happened in the off season. Are we excited? What are your kind of thoughts on who we picked up in the draft, who we didn't pick up, free agency? I know we're always going to say it's our year, and there's some bad news in the NFC North with the Packers getting Micah, but overall, how are you feeling about the Bears right now? Going into week one against the Vikings, Monday Night Football in less than a week.
I feel like there's optimism. That's fun. And I think my whole take, even just since we started, or since I got on here with you, was it's very pessimistic, but it's because that's just what we're conditioned to be. I feel good though. I love how Ben Johnson's already shifted the culture, holding everyone accountable. And I'm excited for the moves we made in the offseason, especially to the offensive line. I remember not being stoked on Loveland when we took him, and then 2 weeks later, I got really excited on him. I love like the Luther Burden pick. Acquisitions have been great. The signing's been great. Excited about Joe Thuney, Grady Jarrett. It's all good things. It just sucks that we play in a hard division, but you know what? It's not supposed to be easy. Wins aren't fun if you don't earn them. So feels good, but being a Bears fan, you just kind of gotta expect the worst. So that's kind of how I'm feeling.
I mean, I'm right there with you. Glad we did some stuff on the offensive line. The left tackle position is still a big question mark with Braxton Jones there. But when we
Mhm.
drafted Colston Loveland, like you said, I'm like, why didn't we take a left tackle? But a week later, I was like, let's go, Ben Johnson. We're gonna have all offense, and Caleb Williams can just run around for his life. But the Luther Burden pick, that was a little bit unexpected for me. Also, thought we were also maybe gonna go running back or some type of pass rusher or offensive line, but no, let's just stack up more targets for Caleb. But yeah, definitely excited. Have the whole meatball mentality. Bears are back. We're gonna be positive in the record prediction. We're gonna go to the playoffs. Do you have any type of tentative record prediction for the Bears? Have you kind of looked at the schedule and be like, all right, we can get 10, 12 wins here? No, we're gonna go 6-14 or whatever the math is.
Being in the NFC North, I think realistically 9-8 would be a serviceable season. Double-digit wins would be awesome, and then the floor is probably like 5 wins, which kind of sucks. But I don't expect that to happen. I'm expecting a positive season over 500, whether that's 9-8 or 10-7 remains to be seen. But that's kind of how I'm feeling. What about you?
I think when we did our official schedule predictions when the schedule came out, I think I was around 12 wins.
I like
Typical
that.
typical Chicago Bears fan in the middle of prime
Mhm.
prime May, June. I think we're definitely around 12 wins. Realistically, tough schedule. Baseline, I would be happy with. I would be content with 9. That means there's some type of progress, right? Whether it's on the defense or
Right.
offensive side with a tough schedule. I don't think that gets us in the playoffs. I don't think that obviously doesn't win us the division, but almost double the win total of last year, and then gets us in the hunt. But I think when we did the game by game, I was at 12, but some biasy there. 12 wins
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're not a Bears fan if you're not a little crazy.
for sure. And then going into week one here, Monday Night Football. How pumped are you? Do you have any things that you're looking out for this game that you want to kind of see in terms of Caleb or the offense? I'm sure there's a bunch of things we're all excited about, but Monday Night Football against the Vikings, division rival, which is always fun. They got question marks there too with JJ McCarthy, but focus on the Bears right now. Like, what are you looking forward to the most come Monday Night Football against the Vikings?
I'm just looking to win, looking to come out there and make a statement and win. It's a home game, right?
Yeah, I
Mm,
think it is. Yeah, that would have
Yeah.
been a nice one to
It's-
go to. If unfortunately,
Yeah.
I'm in New York.
Yeah, no, no, no. So my girlfriend is from Minnesota, and she was going to get us tickets for the game, and this was even a couple months ago. They were like $800 a piece, and I was like, don't expect you to get that. Would have been a great game to go to. Would have been crazy. What I'm looking for is I'm looking to come out there, make a statement, get a win. Caleb is. Everyone loves hating on him, and it's so I get it. Like a lot of hype. You think it's weird that he paints his nails and that he's eccentric, but I want the Bears to go out there, get a win, make a statement. The Vikings are a good team and they're well coached. And frankly, if I was a Minnesota Vikings fan, I really wouldn't be worried about JJ McCarthy because he's a he won a natty on an excellent team coached by a great coach there. He has a great coach now, one of the best in the league. And I expect JJ McCarthy to have an excellent season, which sucks. But I'm expecting, I would like the guys to go out there and win against a really well put together, well coached team and start the season with a W, you know? That's kind of it's momentum we haven't had in a long time. I know we won our season opener last year against like the Titans, Will Levis legacy game, but it'd just be nice to go out there and get a dub, make a statement.
I'm super excited. Division rival game, Monday Night Football. Like you said, I mean, the Vikings are a really good team. The biggest question mark is JJ, but they've always done well with random quarterbacks and Kevin O'Connell, Sam Darnold, and Josh. Oh my God, the astronaut there, they called him. Always had success with random quarterbacks because of their coaching, but
Mm.
can't wait. Can't wait to see what Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson's all about. My biggest worry is that pass rush and then the left side of the offensive line with Braxton Jones, especially against some of their defensive line that they have, and Brian Flores always blitzing and stuff. So I'll definitely be super excited. Do you have a game day routine or ritual? I know it's a Monday Night Football game, so it's probably a little different than a Sunday. But anything that you do, any particular game, Bears game day, to get you ready for the game?
I don't have like much of a routine. I remember it was only like 2 years ago where I would always like wear a jersey and watch the game, but I kind of retired that that method. I actually do have a game day routine. It's watch the game and just remember to breathe and it's all gonna be okay. That's what my routine is just have fun while you're watching it, no matter what happens, and don't drink too much when you watch the game because that only makes it worse or not less fun, you know. If you're gonna watch the game and drink, you know, monitor it. What about you? What's your routine?
Well, as of last couple of years, I've been streaming most of the games that come on. We do our
Oh yeah,
watch party,
sure.
so I'm still crashing out and getting pissed off as if I were on camera or off camera, but not able to kind of sit down on the couch and enjoy it with all the behind the scenes tech kind of camera stuff going on. But if it's a Sunday, I always try to have the munchies. Always try to get some good foods, nice
Yeah,
spread.
sure.
When if I before the streaming kind of stuff, I usually watch it at my father's house, and he's a phenomenal cook. Homemade pizzas, chicken wings, mozzarella sticks, all those goodies.
Awesome.
But with it being on a Monday night, it's kind of a little bit different, with work and stuff before the day. But always try to have my beverage of choice, my beer, or high noons. I start off the season if they win, and I'm wearing that jersey. We're not taking, and I'm wearing those pajamas or whatever lucky socks. Not taking it off until they lose. So if I'm wearing a Caleb Williams jersey and they win, I'm not taking that thing off the next game until we lose. I'm a
Nice,
little bit
nice. That's
superstitious
commitment.
when it comes to the Bears. There's always something that's gonna come up that I think why they freaking lost or something. But yeah, food and beverages are always a key. Do you have a beverage of choice on NFL football Sundays?
If you're gonna watch Bears football and you're gonna drink, you better have old style. Just I know it's such a cliche. It's not even a good beer, but you know, when you're watching a Bears game, it's the best, you know. But gotta have an old style. Or you could have some Blue Moons. I think those are the two that I'd gravitate towards.
Okay, you got Blue Moons and Old Style like that, and then any game day foods that yeah, that are at the top of your list in terms of ranking.
You gotta get wings. You gotta get wings, and if you're I know deep dish is kind of like it kind of say it's a touristy thing, and but if you get a Pequod's pan pizza, or you get there's a place north of the city in Evanston called Buff Joe's. If you get some Buff Joe's wings, I mean, if you're really committing to the bit and you're having people over and you pick up a double party pan, Buff Joe's wings, I mean, that's really how you do it if you're gonna go all out. But if I'm just watching at home, I cook, man. There's something therapeutic about that, and it kind of gives you something to do and take your mind off of the game if you kind of need that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm having people over or I'm going somewhere with all the boys, you know, like a Pequod's or a Lou Malnati's, honestly, thin crust from Lou's and the Buff Joe's wings. I think I already said that. Or you know what? If you pick up wings and you got an air fryer, you can make them just as good in there. But at home, if I'm watching alone, I cook.
Old Styles, Blue Moons, and some wings and pizza. Can't I?
Yeah.
It's getting me super excited for football Sunday, especially that the Bears play on Monday, so you can kind of enjoy the whole Sunday in peace,
Yeah,
mentally
totally.
stable for an extra 24 hours. Do you have any game predictions for the Bears in terms of score predictions? We'll do scores. We'll start out with scores. We always do a bold and then like a score prediction. Score predictions for Bears versus Vikings, Week 1, Monday Night Football.
I think let's say the Bears win 27-24.
Ooh, a Cairo Santos game-winning field goal.
Let's chalk it up
He's not
there.
going to get tipped
Let's
this time. He's been practicing his trajectory.
practicing his trajectory, and hopefully the offensive line isn't letting everybody in. And so let's go with that. 27-24 off of a Cairo Santos game-winning field goal. 2-minute drill, 98-yard drive.
Okay, Caleb Williams with a successful fourth quarter comeback. And we saw a few of those last year, but if it wasn't for the Matt Eberflus debacles in half of those games, maybe we would have won a few more games in those last second comebacks that he had. Any bold predictions? I don't know, like Roma Dunze 3 touchdowns or Jalen Johnson 2 pick six. Any bold predictions that you're envisioning right now?
Any bold predictions? Let's see here. Oh yeah, you know what? I think on the other side of the ball, I bet Aaron Jones has like 3 touchdowns because that's what he tends to do against us.
I didn't even think
Aaron
about that.
Jones,
I might have to bet that
yeah,
over. That's definitely a
yeah. Aaron Jones has, I mean, great player, great running back, and excellent longevity. But he has a tendency to carve up the Bears every time he plays us, which he has done twice a year, every year he's played in the league. So I bet Aaron Jones has at least 2 scores on the ground. On the Bears side, I think everyone's talking about like Rome's jump season, and everyone's excited about Loveland, and everyone's excited about Luther and whatnot. But DJ Moore, like, and everyone forgets wide receiver one. I bet DJ Moore clips 100 yards and has a score in game one.
We're going to be in the lab prepping up some parlays based on some of Jason's bold
Yeah,
predictions. I love the
yeah,
Aaron
yeah.
Jones one. I totally forgot about that. So that's definitely a lock. I remember cheering for that last year on Monday Night Football when we had like 3 wins, and I just bet all the opposing teams rushing touchdowns and props for the
Oh yeah.
ever since Billings got hurt, and I was cashing in every week. I had to enjoy the game somehow. But yeah, Aaron Jones, DJ Moore over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. Could parlay that
And
out.
a tug, yeah.
Are you a better? Are you sports better?
I only bet during football season, and I only bet on football because it's really the only one that I have enough interest in to gamble on. But like, yeah, no, I don't. I'm not throwing down $100, $500 bets, but I'll throw like a 5 leg $20 parlay and then I'll win a couple $100. It doesn't. I will say I have put. I mean, regular season I don't put that much, but I think every year for the past 6 years I have gotten the Super Bowl winner correct, and I put $200 on the money line of who I think is going to win the Super Bowl, and I think I've won 6 times in a row.
Okay, knock on
So
wood. Knock on wood.
knock on wood. It's I don't mind saying it because it's going to end. It's bound to end. And the past 3 years, I'm like, I'm surely it's gonna like this past year, like people forget that I mean the Eagles are so good, but you don't really bet against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because that's a crazy thing to do, and you just had this gut feeling. I was like, but like the Eagles are just too good to lose, and they routed them. So anyway, I don't mind saying it because I know it's gonna end, but we'll approach that conversation later. But yeah, I like to throw a couple bets, but I'm a 5, 10, $15 guy.
Gamble responsibly on that DJ or guest of the week parlay. DJ Moore, 100 plus yards and a touchdown. We're gonna make that probably a new segment, and we're gonna
Yeah, throw that in. Parlay of the week from the guest.
yeah, that we're gonna definitely line up. I want to talk a little bit about I get questions sometimes about content creation and stuff from my end, and I'm not that big or anything, but I just kind of want to talk a little bit about your content creation journey. Like, how long have you been making content? I love the creativity and the humor that you bring to your style of content. Like, how long have you been doing it? Are you a full time content creator? How'd you kind of get started? I feel like if I'm understanding some of it correctly, it's like football fan meets kind of like, is it Elden Ring? Some of the humor or some of
Yeah.
the medieval or more general, more medieval kind of humor to it. Also, I just want to kind of learn a little bit more about that because I love the content and want to get to know you a little
Yeah.
bit more as a content creator outside of Jason the Bears fan.
I mean, I've been making content for like 4 or 5 years, and it wasn't very. I mean, it's just like what anyone if who does it. I just because it was fun and I had downtime, and I was making content for fun. It was not sports related. It was just like some stuff I thought of, or honestly, I didn't think of. I just saw someone else do something, and I thought I had my own funny twist on it. So I grew a following. I actually just over the years, kind of doing it on and off. I gained a bit of a following, and I gained some virality for doing like Max Kellerman bits, and then I stopped doing the content creation for a couple years. Maybe I'd post a video every now and then, but I would say like 3 months ago, 3, 4 months ago, I kind of missed it and I thought, why not just do it again? And I really leaned into football and I started posting like slideshows about like just silly football takes. Like remember that game that Doug Martin had? Like 12 years ago when he had blah 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 and just like really random stuff. After the draft, and I just explained this on another pod, and I apologize to the Saints fans that watch this, but I just like made a video really shitting on the Saints. I think it's because I went to CU, I went to Boulder, and I really, I'm a Shador fan, and they drafted Tyler Shuck, and then also it's not the Saints' fault. A bunch of people passed up on him, but I made a video about the Saints and their interesting front office moves, and that really took off. So I did one about almost every single team. I think there's 4 teams I didn't do it on, but whether I kind of talked about their success or mostly their shortcomings, and I just kind of told myself I'm going to keep doing this and post a video every day. And eventually I decided I would start sharing them on Instagram too. And I've been so lucky that people have enjoyed watching them. And in terms of the Elden Ring, like it's all stuff that I like or I
Yeah,
incorporate for my life. Like, yeah, I have like 2,000 hours of Elden Ring gameplay. So like that's a me thing. But the lingo that I use in some of the skits is totally based on like Elden Ring dialogue because I've heard it so many times. Like there's a lot of cutscenes and there's dialogue and you can skip them. Like I don't always skip it. I listen to it. So that stuff is like burned into my head and it's cool to me. And like, it's kind of funny to like incorporate it about a goblin who just really likes the Packers. That's kind of how it started and how I incorporated those other things into it. I'm very, very lucky that I got people who enjoy it, and it makes me want to do it more. It makes me want to create more content.
how do you like? There's authors that have like kind of creative roadblock and stuff. Like, how do you come up with? And I always wonder this about your style of content, and other creators that do like the skit style of content. Like, how do you come up with like such creative? Like, I would never be able to kind of do that. Like, I'm just an animated Bears fan that crashes out and curses at the time. I mean, I'm only gonna go so far, but like, how do you come up with so many different ideas and situations? Obviously, stuff that pops up in the news, like the Packers and Jerry Jones and stuff like that. But like, where do you get some of that inspiration from and that creativity from? Like, do you have a background in like script writing or something like that, or like, how do you get that creativity? Because me, I was like, I always wonder like, how do you guys come up with some of that stuff? It's so funny. Like you and Henry, like the way you guys approach different skits and stuff is like hilarious. It has me dying. I'm like, dude, where do they come up with that stuff half the time?
Yeah, so it's I do have I did like theater and acting in high school. I actually did improv for 3 years in high school. So I do have somewhat of a background in performance, but it's nothing you need. It's like it's such a cliche thing to say. Anyone can do it. You can do it. I know you say like I don't have creative bone, but the thing is like sure some of the skits have like I write a rough script or I have like notes, but I'm telling you, like if you have a nugget of an idea and you just start recording, you're gonna start thinking of stuff as you record it, and it's like as long as it's funny to you, like that doesn't matter. And I think the biggest roadblock isn't like a creative one because that happens to me all the time where like I know I want to get a video out and I want to post something and kind of keep the momentum going, and I tell myself I don't have an idea, but like I just like have a thought, and maybe you scroll for a bit on Instagram, and I follow a bunch of NFL pages and there's always like something. And if you just hit record and record 2 seconds of something, you'll think of a way to add on to it. Like you will, and the more you do it, the more creative you're gonna get with it. So I think it's really about, and I have this too, like, oh, is this like even worth shooting? Oh, it always is. You just gotta press record and do it. And you know what? If a video flops, who fucking cares? Like it then it flops and at least you had fun doing it. Like I always have fun shooting them for the most part. I guess there are days where I don't want to like make a video and I do, but like it's that's not really a burden. That's just like, hey, just you told yourself you were going to do it, you should do it.
Yeah.
So that's not really a burden, but as long as you're comfortable being in front of a camera and not taking yourself too seriously and just understanding that it's not that serious, it's a video and you're cool with people maybe not being so nice to you online, it's anyone can do this. You don't need a background in performance of any kind. You don't need any training. You get better at it by doing it, and you think of more ideas by doing it. So, if anyone or even yourself wants to start making skits, you should just do it. I have friends who text, and I'm very thankful for it too. They always have ideas for me because I got friends who are bigger Bears fans and football fans than I am, and they always say like I could never do that, and I'm like, you totally could, but hey, if you're gonna give me, some inspo, I'll run with it. It's all about pressing record. That's all it is.
And I think that's a basic kind of starting point for a lot of people that want to create content. You just got to have fun with it and actually do it. It's a lot of commitment and yeah, like just kind of discipline. That's the word I'm looking. It's
Our
discipline.
discipline, sure.
Yeah. So like just putting it out there, and that's why I'm testing out Tuesday afternoon streams just to kind of, hey, I get post production content out of it, right? I clip it and stuff like that, but just something to test out, and it's one of my goals for this football season is stay disciplined with it and consistent. I think that's where anyone who wants to try to create content just needs that kind of starting foundation. Hit record, and who cares what other people think. My girlfriend's complete opposite. Sometimes I try to get her in videos all the time. Those are the ones that do the most successful. But she stopped
Of
getting in my
course.
videos like 2 years ago. So I always have to reuse content from like 2 years ago that includes like a girlfriend kind of meme related situation in football. So girlfriends, but no, that's great insight there. And anyone who's looking to start content, I think that's a really good advice that you shared with them, and someone who's been pretty successful at it for a few years now. And it's hilarious as shit, bro. Like I keep saying it, but it's hilarious.
Thank you. I
You and
appreciate it.
then Henry's freaking Jokic ones and Chris Collins always get me. So
Yeah, those are crazy good. Those are so funny.
the Jokic ones with the horses is just, oh my gosh, those are
Yeah,
hilarious.
and that's another thing too. If you start doing it, you'll really find, like, of course, I think all of his videos are funny, but the ones that are the most successful are the funniest, and they're successful for a reason. You'll just like find stuff you're good at,
Yeah.
or that you have fun doing that other people really, really like, and it's like fun to kind of understand. Like he's got those Jokic videos, and they're hilarious, and it's nice to kind of, I'm sure for him to like be like that was fun to record, and it's fun to have it do so well and read the comments and have people laugh with you about it. So again, you'll discover some things that you're good at if you keep doing it.
For sure. And are you full time content creator?
No, I have a full time job outside of this, so this is sort of a side thing, but it's been great, and I treat it like a second job as long as it doesn't interfere with the first one because I like my job, but it doesn't. So, unfortunately for me, this is the content work is work that I still enjoy doing after I get home from a day of work, and I can always commit an hour to thinking, shooting, and editing a video. It's no problem. So, not full time. The goal isn't really to be full time, but the goal is just to keep doing what I'm doing. Like it's good. It's fun.
That's good. A little sneak peek into the next video that's coming out. We get a little sneak peek, like a little topic, we get a little
Yeah, sure. After we're done here, the video is going to it's going to be about Tyreek. I hate to jab at him, but
Terry Kill.
yeah, Tyreek Hill. I just saw that he's getting divorced and she's just taking everything, and it's like I couldn't get a concrete number, but like he has anywhere between like 7 to 12 kids with like 6 different
Yeah,
women.
I think I
And
saw.
I've just been the thing is kind of feel bad dogging him about it, but like it's come up on my feed like 8 times in the past like few days, so I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to make a video on it. And right now we're sort of in that phase where we're about to have football and the content's about like all the subject matter is all going to be relevant and there's going to be stories coming out, but like really we're all really squeezing for stuff here right before Thursday. So that's the thing that I've seen the most. We'll highlight that a little bit though. That's kind of going to be the topic for the video. I won't give away too much, but you know what? It'll be posted in probably an hour and a half.
All right, we won't let you
Yeah,
up too much. You want to do a little bit of Chicago Bears trivia? We do it with all of our guests. It's sponsored
sure,
by ChatGPT, so hopefully those actual answers are right. Sometimes they're actually not always right, but we always double check them. Well, Chicago Bears trivia, nothing too crazy.
sure.
This week's edition is Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl we were in edition. What's I can never read the Roman numerals. I don't even know why we do that in the NFL. What's XLI? That was 20. Was that Super Bowl 49? What was that?
I couldn't say what the Roman numerals was. It 2006.
I
That was
can't.
against the Colts. I know that. No, 2006 was Seahawks, Steelers. Oh wait, hold on. You said XLI.
2000, technically
XLI.
2007 was the Super Bowl year.
Okay, so it was the year after. Okay, it was. I'll get it off my screen, so I'm not cheating. I was 1 year off. So that was 2007, and it was against the Colts. Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl.
All right, so there's a few questions from Super Bowl 40. Okay. Question number one, courtesy of our sponsors, ChatGPT. Who was the Bears' leading receiver in Super Bowl 41?
Oh my God.
How old are you?
Who was the Bears?
You would remember some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, well, I watched. I remember watching the game. I wasn't really into football. I don't even. I know Rex Grossman was our quarterback. I want to say like I'm trying to think of receivers that we had then. Like I can only think of like Johnny Knox. That would be my guess. I don't even know if he was on the team then. That's my guess though. I have no idea.
I'll give you a hint. It was a tight.
Sure.
It was a tight end.
It was a tight end. I couldn't even tell you. Couldn't even tell you. I don't even have a guess.
Desmond Clark, number 88. If that name rings a
I
bell.
wouldn't have gotten it. Good
No,
to know though.
no worries, no worries. Yeah, Bears legend Desmond Clark. He was our leading receiver in that Super Bowl. He had 6 receptions and 64 yards. I know the rain. There was some rain,
Whereas,
but that's not going to win a Super Bowl if that's your leading receiver. Another question, Bears trivia question. Actually, this one's not so much Bears, but they were playing at that Super Bowl. Who performed at halftime of that Super Bowl?
oh God. I don't know why the first thing I thought of was like In Sync, but I have no idea who performed. We'll give it. What's a hint? Have a hint.
I'm thinking of a hint. They're no longer alive.
Oh, is it what? Is it one person? So Michael Jackson?
That was 2 hints, I guess. No, not Michael Jackson. Kind of you're in the ballpark. I want to say similar genre.
Similar genre.
I
It's
don't,
like pop
I don't know much
or
into.
2007, no longer alive.
Kind of ironic that one of his biggest hits was being sang while it had the weather conditions that it had. I don't know
So
if you
something
know.
about sunshine, something about
No, it was pouring rain
uh,
that game.
right, but it was like coincidental or like it's ironic that his or this person's hit single. I don't know.
Uh, Prince,
The
Purple Rain.
Prince. Oh, Purple Rain.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
trying.
This is all good information.
Sorry, there's another one related to the Super Bowl. We just kind of copy and pasted straight from
No, no, no.
the
Go
same
ahead.
prompt there. Who scored the Bears' only offensive touchdown in that Super Bowl?
Well, I know the opening kick was Devin Hester. That's special teams. Was it so Desmond Clark didn't have a touchdown? Might have been Cedric Benson, so it could have been him. Or I don't even know if he's on the team then.
No, he was.
Um,
Cedric Benson and Thomas Jones. You're in the same era. You're thinking the same era.
Rex could have ran one in. I don't think he did that. Let's go with Cedric Benson.
No, it was Mushin Muhammad. If you remember Mushin Muhammad,
Oh
49ers.
yeah. I only because he's one of those guys with you just remember guys with silly names,
Yeah,
whether they're on your team or not. But interesting, nice.
that first quarter
What was the
was.
score of that game?
I would have to look it
Did
up.
we have two here?
But the first
Let me
quarter
see.
was really good for the Bears. We had the opening kickoff, and then we had like an interception. Offense scored a couple touchdowns, then it went to hell right shortly after the
So
first quarter.
29-17. So the Devin Hester touchdown and the Muhammad touchdown, and then just a field goal. So that makes sense.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that first
What
quarter.
a what a wonderful Super Bowl for Chicago fans.
Yeah, that one's rough. Last question, not related to the Super Bowl. A couple years later,
Sure.
which Bears defensive back forced 4 fumbles in a single game in 2029. The most in a game in league history since 1991.
Peanut?
Yeah, Peanut Tillman. There you
Sweet.
go. It's crazy. I saw that and I was like, imagine having 4 forced fumbles in one game.
I would also
2009.
have been. I would have been really surprised if that wasn't the correct answer. I was like, I don't know if that's true, but there's no chance that's
Title
anyone else,
Fuller.
right? Yeah, it was just like again, it would be like someone a name I'd never heard of. I'd be like, oh, well, I would have never guessed that. Makes
um,
sense though. Good for him.
that's all the Bears trivia questions we have. So week 1, you're playing. We'll quickly go here. Yeah, so you have week 1. But here's your team, by the way, too. Let's look at. Oh, here's your starters. You got Baker Mayfield as your starting quarterback. Jahmyr Gibbs, that was your first round pick, I'm assuming, with the 5th pick that you said you had. Kyron Williams is your RB2, who I think was your 3rd round pick because you had to have gotten Nico with your 2nd pick.
Yeah. Kyron was definitely in the 3rd round.
Devontae Adams. Keep in mind, chat, this is a 10-team league. I did a lot of outreach and just the whole Instagram filtering DMs things just wasn't on my side, so I couldn't get 2 more creators. So it is a 10-team league, so that's why you'll see some of these teams pretty stacked. Devontae Adams, Travis Kelce, Alvin Kamara on your flex. That's nice. And then your kicker that you're trying to get. Here's your bench. Bo Nix, Jerry Jeudy, Michael Pittman. So you are playing Clokus. You're playing Clokus, Packers fan. So I'm cheering for you here. I'm not being biased,
Right.
but I am.
He's got a solid team.
Yeah, we didn't even look at his Patrick Mahomes. I think you got him there with the quarterback. If we're doing checks here, that might be a push. That'll be both. Your guy plays Green Bay. His guy plays Baltimore. Henderson. We'll see how that goes. I think that's a split back.
Yeah, could be. Could have. He took him early. Could have been high risk, high reward move. So if it works out for him, I mean, what a pull.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I just took him in another league. If he does well, it kind of works for me elsewhere. But not for this league.
I saw people reaching for him in my other league. I'm only in one other league. How many leagues are you in?
4. I'm in 2 personal ones, and then I got 2. I have another creator league outside of this, which is actually it's drafting right now, but it's like a 2-day, like long drawn out like process. So don't worry, we're not missing anything here.
Sorry, yeah, I was like, get you. You want us to help you pick
No.
picks? You gonna log in, screen share?
I think we're deep in the rounds. I think right when we got on this call, I took. Yeah, they're like 9-minute. Like you get 9 minutes to make a pick, and it's drawn out because it's hard to get everyone to pick like a slot that ever works. So he's like, what if I just give a bunch of people a lot of time and they can just do it throughout their day? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was surprised that we got all 10 people in all different time zones in ours to kind of
Well, that's how it works. Like I took DK. I had the first overall pick, which I didn't know, so I got Jamar. And then while we were on this call, I took DK with my 7th round pick.
7? Okay, damn. So you guys been, if it's a couple days and you're in the 7th round, it's been going on for a while.
It's like we're only through 2 days, so it's like a couple hours today and a couple hours tomorrow. And they're like, I think, I mean, I saw 8 minutes. It might be like 10 minutes per pick you get.
Oh, wow.
And then you just get a notification, and then you have to see it within 10 minutes and then make a pick.
And like on sleepers, like I can barely get the settings. I ran out of time in our draft, and then it automatically put me at a auto pick. I don't even know how to use. Is that like a custom platform?
Yes, it's actually an app that another creator is making. It's called Mesh Leagues. I'm plugging him right now.
We don't have any conflicts of interest here.
Okay, cool. Yes, and it's kind of cool actually. It's all creators, and you actually have the ability to invite people as a community on your team. And so I can invite, like, post it on my story, and then everyone who wants to can join my team as like a co-manager, and they can vote on who starts what week. They could technically, I think, vote who you draft, but I don't think anyone really had it set up enough in time. Yeah, that might be a thing throughout the season. So if anyone wants to, if people are inclined to, they can technically join my team and vote on decisions of adding players, cutting players, who's starting. So we'll see how that goes. If not, I'll just set it. Yeah.
I don't know if you want my community, the way I see them doing trades in my comments. Hey, I just traded this, that, and the other. I was like, I don't know if you want my community.
If they sabotage me, they sabotage me. I'm cool with that too. Like if by week two my starting running backs are like all RB3s, then it's the will of the people. It's what they want. So I gotta let them. I gotta let them do it.
Yeah. I mean, good luck in that league. Sounds exciting. And that's kind of a
Appreciate
cool
it.
platform that you got talking about here. But we're just going through your matchup here, week one against Cloacus. We're rooting for you. Hint your 60% win percentage, 125. But yeah, that is week one. We don't want any Packers fans winning, especially after the big trade they just got. They already
After they
got their
just signed
big
quite a player.
Micah Parsons. But don't want to hold you up any longer, Jason. I really appreciate you being on the stream, kicking off the NFL season. It was fun talking Bears, talking content, talking fantasy football with you. Happy that you're a part of our first ever Bear Down and Beyond Fantasy Football Invitational, and hope to have you on the pod in the near future here. And then I just would appreciate you having taking the time to jump on the stream with us.
Yeah, no problem. Really appreciate it. Excited to be on. Excited for the season. Excited for the fantasy league as well. But yeah, I'll catch you later. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, bear down. Appreciate you, Jason. Good luck with the
Yeah,
video.
no,
We'll be looking out
thank
for
you.
it. Tyreek.
Posted soon. Bear down, baby.
Bear down. All right, chat. That was fun. We had Jason, our first guest of the week of the season.